Israel is just converts now. It always sounds confident at first. The claim that the people in Israel today are just converts, as if a slogan could erase 4,000 years of text, exile, and return. The statement lands like a verdict, but Scripture tells a different story. The Torah and the prophets describe a people scattered, preserved, and gathered, not erased and replaced. Deuteronomy 28 speaks of Israel being scattered among all peoples, from one end of the earth to the other, and yet still recognized as the same covenant people. Amos 9 verses 14 and 15 speaks of them being planted back in their land, never again to be uprooted. That is continuity, not cancellation. Conversion exists in the text, but not as a hostile takeover. Exodus 12 verse 48 describes the stranger who joins Israel through covenant and circumcision, becoming as one born in the land. Ruth, the Moabite, declares in Ruth 1 verse 16, "Your people shall be my people, and your God my God," and is fully absorbed into Israel, even becoming the ancestor of King David. Isaiah 56 verses 3 to 7. This promises that the foreigner who joins himself to the Lord will be brought to his holy mountain. Scripture recognizes converts, but it never replaces Israel with them. It expands the people without erasing the original line. They never went into all nations. The next slogan insists they didn't go into all nations, as if repetition could override the written record. Deuteronomy 4 verse 27 states that the Lord would scatter Israel among the nations, and only a few would remain among the Gentiles. Ezekiel 36 verse 19 describes God scattering them among the nations and dispersing them through the countries. The dispersion is not a theory. It is a documented covenant consequence. The claim that they never went into all nations is not a scriptural argument. It is a refusal to read what is written. When someone keeps repeating a line that contradicts the text, it stops sounding like confidence and starts sounding like fear. The more they insist, the more obvious it becomes that they are not defending truth. They are defending an identity they built on top of the text, not from it. Skin color proves everything. Then the conversation drops into skin color, as if melanin could settle covenant. Abraham comes from Ur of the Chaldeans in Mesopotamia, modern Iraq, near ancient Persia. That region was a crossroads of empires, trade routes, and migrations. Scripture locates Abraham in a geographic reality that guarantees diversity, not a single phenotype. The Bible never defines Israel by skin tone. Instead, 1 Samuel 16 verse 7 states that man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The covenant is not pigment-based, it is obedience-based. Climate and geography shape appearance. People in hotter regions tend to be darker, people farther north tend to be lighter. The ancient Near East was full of traders, soldiers, slaves, and refugees moving through the same corridors. There is no single biblical skin tone for Israel, because the text never makes skin color the marker of the people. The attempt to force a racial narrative onto Israel is not coming from Torah. It is coming from modern identity politics. Lineage is only paternal. Another misunderstanding comes from how lineage is read. The Torah uses paternal language, son of Abraham, son of Isaac, son of Jacob, because tribal identity is assigned through the father. Numbers 1 verse 18 shows the people registering by their families, by their father's houses. That is how tribes are structured. The father determines the tribe, but that is not the whole story of belonging. In the real world of the Torah, only one parent was always certain, the mother. Leviticus 24 verse 10 describes the son of an Israelite woman, whose father was an Egyptian, yet he goes out among the children of Israel. The text still counts him inside the people. Deuteronomy 7 verses 3 and 4 warns against intermarriage and says, "He will turn your son away from following me," which the rabbis note applies when the mother is Israelite. If the father is Israelite and the mother is foreign, the child is not called your son in the same way. The pattern is clear. The father determines the tribe, but the mother determines the people. Ezra and Nehemiah reinforce this logic when they confront foreign marriages and the identity of children in those unions. The concern is not skin tone, it is covenantal alignment and peoplehood. Belonging to Israel is a covenantal and maternal reality, structured tribally through the father, but anchored in the certainty of the mother. Israel can be reduced to one phenotype. Finally, some try to compress Israel into one phenotype, or one haplogroup, as if a single genetic marker could carry the weight of covenant history. But scripture, archaeology, and genetics all point in another direction. The Bible shows Israel interacting with Egyptians, Assyrians, Babylonians, Persians, and later Greeks and Romans. Alliances, exiles, intermarriage, and slavery all shaped the population. The land itself functioned as a corridor of diversity. Archaeology from the ancient Near East reveals varied features and tones across the region. Genetics today shows complex admixture patterns in populations with long histories in the Levant. None of this erases Israel. It confirms what the text already implies. Israel is a people defined by covenant, lineage, and continuity across time, not by a single face or color. So when someone insists that Israel must look one way, or must be replaced by another group, or must fit a modern racial category, they are not defending Scripture. They are editing it. The Torah does not support that. Prophets do not support that. The historical record does not support that. Israel survives through covenant, law, memory, and continuity. Not through anyone's approval, and not through anyone's slogan,